Hey y'all, it's been a while since my last video. Kind of put the project on hold with school and work, taking over. So I'm on break now and cracked this thing back out. And yeah, just exactly where I left off. Well, I actually took away all the wires and reset all the parts, rewired the whole thing back up just to start fresh. But I've actually implemented the SIO now. I just have transmit implemented. I haven't done receive, so I can't echo anything yet, but that'll be my next step. But yeah, just as a quick demonstration, here's putty open, and yeah, each time I reset the computer, outputs hello world. So pretty exciting, pretty happy about that. There is one slight issue though. I'm using a 1.8432 megahertz clock now for the whole system. Originally I had this 10 megahertz crystal oscillator can up here, but I realized my SIO is only a 4 megahertz part, and a 10 megahertz clock won't be able to run on a 10 megahertz clock. So I downgraded the whole system to this 1.8432 megahertz clock, which I was originally just using as the transmit and receive clocks for the SIO, but now it's also driving the system. A problem with that, I think, is that since this can itself is trying to drive 4 clocks, the Z80 clock, the SIO clock, and then the transmit and receive clocks, I think it's succumbing to the high impedance and the capacitance of the fan out. So I think I'm going to send that through a buffer. The problem that's arising is that putty's actually not running at 115/200. It's actually running at 160 kb a second. When you run at 115/200, there's a lot of corruption, so I think there's a timing issue there. I don't have an oscilloscope to verify the frequency of this, but I'm going to try sending it through a buffer and see how that plays out. The next thing I want to do as well is just implement echo and receive on the SIO and use it kind of as a debug tool. And eventually, this is a DS1302 real-time clock. I'll probably try interfacing with that, and I want to be able to use the keyboard to set the time and be able to read back the time and all that. So yeah, I will do a follow-up video in the next while, hopefully when I get receive implemented. So stay tuned, and thanks for checking back in.